better. Okay. Hi, chat. Alright. Oh, uh-oh. You know what? Just give me a second. I'm going to try adjusting something real quick. Hang on a sec. Actually, best to leave well enough alone. It was dropping frames for a minute there, so I was almost about to try and fix that, but it looks like it's fixed itself. I shouldn't say that, because as soon as I say that, it'll probably start dropping frames again, but for now, it's fine. But if it starts doing it again, chat, you better let me know, because I might not be paying attention. So, yeah. I played the Stanley Parable, in the grand scheme of things, not too long ago, actually. And this is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. From what I read, and I didn't read too much about it since, I wanted to go in more or less blind, it's kinda a remake and also kinda like a sequel, but only kinda. I don't get it. So, I don't know. What I do know is we're just going to get started. So might feel a bit familiar, at least for the first while. No clue how much they added. For all I know, it's just a few little bonus things, or it might be like half of it's like entirely different. Real quick, before we begin, I did see a meme earlier. Well, actually, a couple things before we begin. First of all, actually, I'll start with the meme thing, then I'll continue on to the actual game. So, thing is, I saw a meme. It's been a couple weeks now. Actually, maybe more like a week, but point is, I saw something where, it was the joke where Stanley walks into the room with a projector and the narrator's like, haha, hey Stanley, it's so funny, he turned himself into a pickle, haha. And it's like, showing Pickle Rick and whatever. My question to you, everyone, like, did anyone, like, yeah, okay, the memes of it and whatever were funny. Those were actually pretty good. But did anyone find that in and of itself, like, just the base regular just episode and what have you, did anyone legitimately find it did anyone find it unironically funny? Because I found the memes funny, but I didn't really find the actual, because I did watch the episode. This was like right towards the end of where I decided to stop watching the show. Did anyone actually find the actual original episode or the original joke funny, or did everyone just find all the memes and whatever surrounding it funny? I don't know. I just wanted to ask. Chat, if you know, by all means, feel free to let me know. In any case, we're going to get started. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. It's dropping frames again. Don't tell me to enter the current time. Are you kidding me? I think this is because, like... Okay. Frame rate has recovered. Sorry about that. Is this a computer game? Yes, but I think it's on consoles as well. Which is actually something I want to talk about briefly. Because thing is, the original was done in Source. And the time is 8:00 something, 8:04. Oops. Right. Hang on. What? Okay, I'm hanging on. Also, when I launched this the first time, it asked me if I'd played Stanley Parable before, and I selected yes. So I don't know if that'll impact anything. Before we get started, can I just say something? I don't know. Can you? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Oh, you're welcome. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Well, thank you. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. Exactly. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Okay. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Well, thank you. I will. But yeah, so... Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thank you. But anyway, so, I guess the clock setting thing is important. You would think it would just grab the time from the computer, but whatever, I guess. Thing I was going to say. Oh, right, so I have no clue if the whole I've played the Stanley Parable thing before, if that makes it any different. Make it 3:33. I want to make it 4:44. Anyway, if you get that joke, you win a medal. But yeah, so anyway, we're just going to get started. If some of this seems familiar, you'll know why. Let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
this seems
employee
familiar.
number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
But yeah, this is in... I think I mentioned
and
this
he
is in
pushed
Unity.
buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employees
exactly
every
milliseconds.
day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment.
I'm gonna have to turn down the volume a little bit since it's a bit loud.
Exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He was also in a gray void. Gray Unity
and then
void.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single
I haven't even
order
adjusted the
had
volume
arrived
yet.
on the monitor for him to follow. No
It's a
one
bit
had
loud
showed up
for
to
me,
give him
but
instructions,
if it's...
call a meeting.
I don't know, I
even
feel
say
like...
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This
Well, I'll wait.
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Indeed.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What Stanley actually did, though, is he paused the game and adjusted the volume. But yeah, I sometimes, no offense, chat, but sometimes I feel like I can't trust you with volume stuff. Because, you know, if I do, Stanley then realized he was But thing is, like, you know, sometimes when people in chat say, oh yeah, the volume's great, I go back and watch it, and as it turns out, you can barely hear me. Maybe that's the point, but like, I feel like I would have to be shouting over the game in order for you to hear anything. So, anyway. This is a more comfortable volume. Maybe a bit quiet. Let's do... Yeah, that's good.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alright.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't jump, which makes sense. I got an achievement that I can't jump like the original game. But I am going to... Oh right, he makes typing sounds. Anyway, so I'm going to follow the you know, just allow the narrator to guide me path and see where that leads. Presumably to the same place as...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Don't worry, Dub, we don't trust you with audio either, Mr. Scream at the top of your lungs. Okay, fair enough. Ah, yes, of course, my favorite. The white void outside.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep, this is all feeling very familiar. Again, you know, you might feel a sense of deja vu. Or some bevel on all the text. Yeah, who doesn't like bevel on their text? Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Number of slides on this slide. Ah, I see, of course, yes. Rate which charts on the same slide depict the same information. That's quite a lot. Rate of increasing graphs per slide. How can you read this tiny text? Please, no more charts. Please, I beg. Stop. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? What are your dreams for the future? Nature. Talk radio. Mitosis. See, if they put something else up there, that would have actually been a really funny. Tips for not getting... Okay, it's repeating. If they had put, like, meiosis up there, that actually would have been fairly clever. '11 style presentation, yes. Dub play the Monsters Inc. video game.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, boss! Anyway.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Whoa, crazy.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Oh,
and so
no.
The boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Whoa, I'm magic!
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Oh, it's
By
dark.
sheer luck.
Cool.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
But yeah, this is all seeming very familiar. So we'll probably see the new, if there is anything new, later. What are your thoughts on Raka Raka? Haven't watched them in a while. Wow. That's throwback, alright?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
That's not how I
This
feel.
question would not go unanswered.
Well,
for long.
SpongeBob, how do you feel then? I got diarrhea! Anyway. Incredible. Even the game didn't like my joke. And I don't
Stanley
blame
walked
it.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. I'll do that one eventually. Whoa, I wonder what this could be. Whoa!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Nope. Wait, can I just... can I just walk off? You know what? That'll be the next one. That'll be the next one. I'll just fall to my death. As you can see, Stanley is a fucking idiot. Yeah, I'll have to do the death ending next.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Whoa!
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Who could have seen this twist?
One of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ooh! Arby! I'm sorry.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was he happy with his boring job?
No
His emotions had
way.
been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
No,
He refused to believe
it can't be
He couldn't accept
true.
it. His own
I
life
could-
in someone
anyway.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire
death
life
light.
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled.
All right,
with
here's where the
emotions.
nuke
Happy
goes.
Or sad, or content. Walking, eating,
Remember that?
walking, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Also, I turned on
And
the
as cold
subtitles.
reality of his
You're
past
welcome.
began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Bored by bored. Anyway.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Touch.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Da. Does this count as a throwback considering you played the original only like a year and a half ago? I mean, yeah, kinda.
He had won.
Da.
He had defeated the machine.
Da.
Himself from someone else's.
Da.
Freedom was mere
Da.
moments away. And yet,
Da.
even as the immense door
Sorry.
slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even
The narrator
power that
is
he had
the
been seeking,
mind control.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Take your time. Okay, cool. Ah, yes, my favorite.
Stanley felt
okay.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
My
This was
graphics
exactly
card,
the
I can
way,
hear it just
right now,
losing its mind.
Things were meant to happen.
Look at all that
Stanley
nice
was
aliasing. That was great. Achievement unlocked. Beat the game, except not really. Alright, I'm going to go the same way as before, but
All of his
do
co-workers
the
were gone. What could it
complete
mean?
screw-up
Stanley decided
dies
to go to the meeting
ending.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of two
I'm gonna-
open doors,
I'm gonna do
he
the-
entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna do the Stanley's an idiot ending.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Yeah, sorry
upstairs
for
to
cutting
his
you off,
boss's
narrator.
office.
Okay, now if I do this wrong...
Stepping into his manager's office,
then
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
Yeah, if I do this too early, apparently, like, the narrator gets mad.
Off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Stanley death speedrun any percent. Hi. Hi, Springy. How are you doing?
Code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Now, Marge, you've come to the right place. By hiring me as your lawyer, you also get this smoking monkey. Better cut down there, Smokey. Ah! I can't do a Marge voice. Nope, I can't. Marge with lung cancer. Ah, look, he's taking another I'm good, how are you? I'm doing alright.
Door that read Mind Control Facility.
Just okay, but, you know, the same thing as always, I suppose. You know what's up.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Let's go.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What?
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome.
Hi.
You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it.
Yeah.
All very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm here to give it to you.
Thank you.
I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Oh, cool.
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Thanks.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility.
Great.
Well done.
Good job. You did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you.
I hope no one's getting motion sickness.
Cross this barrier. Chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything.
Yeah!
Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Yeah! Woohoo! That's it. Anyway, 10 out of 10 song. Yeah, agreed. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, fuck off.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Come on, I'm trying to clip onto the table. There we go.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Thanks, I know. I'm just gonna sit here, as a matter of fact. Let me get a seat.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Shut up, I'm
It's
sitting
possible
here now.
that this is why everyone left.
Is it like that one SpongeBob episode, but instead of National No SpongeBob Day, it's
Stanley
National
sat around waiting for more dialogue.
No Stanley
But
Day?
when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No. You're gonna have to teleport me somewhere, because I'm not moving. Actually, I might, but if I do, it'll be on my own time. This is like a great liminal space. Or something like that. Time. Man, the clock isn't even accurate. Why'd I set the clock? Whatever, it's fine. Millhouse, baby! Lionel Hutz, your new agent, bodyguard, unauthorized biographer, and drug dealer keeper away. Fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, I did not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, prick. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Ah, yes. Stanley Death Ending the sequel. There's an open door down there. No.
Look, Stanley, I think... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
And everyone thinks you are... Anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That's a
Stanley
green
went
phone.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But I want to... Let me do what I want. I'm in control of my own destiny, even if that destiny involves jumping to death. That doesn't sound right. Awaiting input. Oh. Cool. You received an input from me. Oops. Hope that wasn't important. This looks like Windows 95. Yeah, we can just kind of power that off. I wonder what that input did. Did it do anything back here? Nope. I love how the use key is just computer noises. For some reason, I feel like the one back there should open.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I don't wanna. Can't make me.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Shut up.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yep.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh boy,
I realize
Windows
that
XP.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Uh-huh.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
Shut up.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
Try
zero
making a meme about it,
consideration for others?
and people will
Are
get
you
the wrong
that
idea.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
I don't
let me
believe you.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. Screw you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
Uh-oh, it
walked
got
through
darker.
the red door.
No, I did not. Stanley walked through the
Still don't
blue
think we're
door.
communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Stanley walked through the blue door, told the narrator that the narrator can kiss his anyway.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
Thank you, I
want
will.
to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Yup.
don't let me stop you.
Yep.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even
Oh, it
finished
still has-
loading this section
it
of
still
the
has
map
the source
because you were never
textures.
supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh, cool.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better?
Yeah,
What did you
I've done
want to
this.
See? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yeah.
Work with
Well,
me.
maybe
You give me
vehicles.
absolutely
Not
nothing
skill
so
trees.
far.
I don't care about that.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No. I don't wanna. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
More choices always better.
Ha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct.
Third
mostly,
door.
a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, okay. Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Did you know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players choose the blue door. Okay. Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. You're objectively ranked the worst. Incredible. Thanks. I want to go through this door now.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No,
Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and
Oh,
that
yeah?
would be a lovely opportunity to give it some
I wonder if the
playtesting.
Minecraft room is
You wouldn't mind taking
still
a
in
look
here.
at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot
Maybe.
it up.
I'll find out later.
Game,
Oh,
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course,
complete
the
with death
message of the game
textures.
only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That is the worst sound ever. I'm going to stop.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies
Yeah.
or purely to spite me? Because
Both.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What
This
do you
is
think
different.
This game is about, Stanley. What's our backstory?
Well, it's not
What
the
is our
Minecraft
motivation?
one.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort
Creep
of twisted
tower,
erotic
of
purpose.
course.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yeah, adventure. Well, this is different. This is quite different. Okay. Oh my GPU is chugging. Oh boy, bleach. Indeed. What's this? What's this sign
It
say?
is. It's an open world game.
Oh,
Good
no.
God, quickly block it off.
Oh no!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
Ugh.
Big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Yeah, that would have been a fate worse than
Now,
death.
Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Okay.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Yes, something with a nice bit. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh yeah? What is it? Oh my god, it's Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Incredible, we're just in Rocket
Okay,
League
so
now.
what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Ew, I hate
We shall run
sports
the
ball.
bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
No, I don't want to. Oh, why am I going faster? Alright, well, I don't even know which team I'm on, but let's go. Torch! Incredible! We just got a Rocket League reference in here. Oh,
Are you
cool.
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it... Hold on. What are you doing?
I'm falling to my death, you fool! What? Excuse me? Huh?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Well, I guess I'm in hell now. Well, and I'm in double hell now. Anyway, what would you do if you just heard that in this game? I must make things right. Or not, because the door is closed and just like welded shut. Abandoned 2006 office. Reminds me of Portal 2. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's certainly... I can understand that. I saw something there. What's in there? I expect Gladys to pop out and say, "Oh, it's you."
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And I'm back at the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
That's
meeting
an
room.
interesting...
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't recall
No
that.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why are they all beeping like that? Uh-oh. It got 2 of the 5 inputs I've done. That's peculiar. The new content door! Oh boy!
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh boy! This is my favorite door! FNAF Security Breach version 1.0 colorized. A whole new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yeah.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
This is literally just a trailer for the game.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Whoa.
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here?
Kind of what I'm thinking.
Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's gonna be a brick wall.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, I can actually jump. Yeah. Yeah, woo! Best new content ever. Oh boy, 10 out of 10. Let me tell you what. Wait. I can only jump in the jump circle? That's dumb. So that's it, huh? Now I can't jump anymore. Great.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, come on. There's bound to be more.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I'm leaving a negative review.
Jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Let me up on the... Forget it. Ugh. Did you see that? Ugh. Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." Quality assurance department signed off on this.
Oh my god.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
This game is
What do you
breaking the
say,
fourth wall.
friend?
It always does that, though. Okay, cool. Just kind of broke everything. Well, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Might have, but I don't remember it.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Do. Do. What? Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So
Okay.
I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Oh, cool.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Self-relating much? So, okay, this is just your brain? Alright, cool. Wait, what was that on the... Why did I think that was a dollar sign for a minute?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to Stanley Parable. Incredible. I think the sad part, I know they're sort of half joking, but I think the problem is that they're kind of not so much with this re-release. This is actually good, but a lot of re-releases of modern games and some modern games in general. I talked about this on Wednesday, sort of. You know, they're really quite, you know, I know there's a whole joke of lack of integrity and all this stuff, but seriously, like, sometimes it feels like that. Like, you know, I went on a small rant on Wednesday about, like, Nintendo. But that was actually, you know, kind of serious, because it was kind of like, you know, Nintendo, what they do now, if it isn't like a direct port of a game from like the 3DS or Wii U or something, what they do is release half the content, and then like a few months later they'll release the rest as free DLC, which realistically means you're buying a half-finished game for $60, and then you're waiting for the rest to come out a few months later. And sad to say, that's one of the, you know, rag on Nintendo as you will, and I think there's every right to. I don't think that it's fair to give Nintendo a free pass because it's like, oh, but bro, when I was a kid, they made good games. The problem, however, is, even I'll admit, they're one of the better examples of, like, you know, still, you know, they're not good, but, you know, they're like, you've got EA, you've got Activision, Blizzard. You know. 2013. The before times. Wait, can I... Aw, man, I was hoping to see like a little speck of gray paint on there or something. It's me, first dollar earned! Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Wow, okay. That's just... wow. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Okay, I swear, it'd be funny if that was a real article. LA Times, Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Yeah, front page news, yep. Ah, yes. If this is copyrighted, someone's going to have to perish.
Is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Yeah,
That's
I did.
How grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Built a shrine to it and
literally
everything.
Every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
You do realize that this won't change the fact that I'll be a complete jerk to the narrator, right? Okay. Memory zone maintenance? Alright. Good. What happened to all these lines? Are they gone now? Yo! It's that little Minecraft area! Oh, man. Great. Portal? I guess I never saw that ending. Maybe I didn't, I just didn't realize it. Person of the year. Name and address withheld. Let me push the buttons. Come on. Or not. Ah, hammer. Anyway. The original remake. What?! Huh?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying
Yeah?
the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yeah?
But it got me thinking about the past and how much better the
What
Stanley
was
Parable
that?
used to
Was
be.
that a
So
game
I
bug?
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories
clouds.
so I can relive the peak experiences
You
of
know
my
what-
life
anyway.
whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Was that a
You see,
glitch?
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October
If
of
you don't play the
2013,
original,
when the
you
game
literally have no
originally
context to go off
Back
of.
then, video
But
games
I
had
did
integrity.
play the original. I
Back
didn't get
then,
all the
it
endings,
meant
but
something. Oh, the waste.
I got like a fair chunk of them, I think. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
And over here is where I keep
So,
reviewing
was that a
the
bug?
Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from
Was that a bug or was it like?
James Stephanie
I
Sterling
genuinely
writes, and
can't
I
tell.
quote, "Where so many games
Maybe it's
aspire
maybe
to
it's
be more than
commentary on the
games
Unity
end up less
engine.
than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley
yeah, I
Parable
have-
was. It was
What about
literally
Animal Crossing
every
New
game
Horizons?
ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of
Did
them.
I
And
also
now
suffer the
it's
new game
nothing.
effect
It's no games
or
at all.
modern game effect?
It
I
isn't
have
even
no
the
clue
Stanley
because
Parable anymore.
I didn't
It's just
play
a
it,
husk
and I
now.
don't care
A
to play
lifeless
it.
husk with an hour of
I mean,
new
it
elevator
looks
content.
fine, but you know. Okay, so I'd prefer not to fall through the world, please. Okay. Oh, okay. We're good. Alright, that was weird. I don't, so maybe that wasn't intentional, maybe that was just legitimately a glitch? I don't know. The happy face button. Yeah, I saw a good chunk of Stanley Parable, the original one.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Is this a rag on ports and remakes? I don't know. The serious room. Ooh. Okay, don't fall through the world. Don't.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
What's through here?
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Is this the part where I fall through the world?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Uh-oh.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Uh-oh. The music tells me otherwise.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Wow.
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights.
Uh-oh, I don't think I was supposed to do that.
The room to stick them.
Hey, here's a good one. Okay, but they barely added anything. Why is he getting so pissed? I don't know.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I didn't play through literally every single ending in the game, but that's simply because... That's my fault more than anything else. Because I'm impatient and stupid.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Uh-oh.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews.
What?
Of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always...
Huh?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh boy. Well, looks like I don't really have much of a choice. Okay. Good. Yup. Hey, don't turn around, by the way, otherwise you'll see void. So,
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
That's okay, I'll listen.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It
Narrator's losing his mind.
10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not
no,
that,
you
of
just
course,
started
you need a
repeating
description of it,
yourself.
but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise, manifesto.
Thought I heard something.
Treatise,
Okay, let's
manifesto.
see how
Treatise.
far in time we skip this time.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises
okay.
How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those.
What do you
who
think
have
of this
ever
game so
erred
far?
in
I
their
like it.
judgment. You are not
of course I
beyond
would.
redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity.
It does that same
Okay,
glitch
welcome
twice.
back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Yeah, I
That
noticed.
last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by
Maybe
any
you
means, but
talk
it's-
a bit
well, there's
much.
really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
The door is
I know
gone.
It's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate,
Why
I
is
do
the door
suggest that
gone?
we not press the button again.
I want to press the
think
button
skip
again.
button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just wait. How do we get out of here? Where
Exactly.
did the door go?
Yeah, the door
Wasn't there
vanished.
a door that led into this room?
Yeah, the door
I
vanished.
feel quite certain that there was one here before.
It's gone!
How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that.
We
Have you seen a
teleported.
window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
Well, hey, I did
Is
it
there
through
any
the floor,
possibility that you
so...
could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
I'm trying.
We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
So, you know how you said not to press the skip button? Well, too bad I don't listen.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
What?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Well, at least it didn't wait around for you.
Angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
Sorry.
There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative
Door's still
thing that
gone.
anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I have the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer.
Like right now!
All alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it.
Aw, I
Surely
feel
you'll
bad.
press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, I know you too well. You'll be leaving me oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave because you keep repeating yourself. Stop doing that.
Oh, Stanley, you're back.
What the
You're back.
What happened?
Oh, my goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was
I understand
the
what
vessel
you're saying,
I needed,
man.
Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me...
Narrator
then
gay
maybe
confirmed. What?
That means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes.
Very meta.
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away.
Well, then
And in
you
those
need to
moments,
stop repeating
the emptiness
yourself.
folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy
Well, I've got
space
bad
in this
news for
world
you,
again,
bro.
and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Nope.
You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time.
Yep.
What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
These are synchronized. This smoke alarm or whatever, and this clock are synchronized. Narrator, you gonna be okay? Well, you know what? If you're not gonna talk, then I'm just gonna hit the fast forward button. Hope you don't mind. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
hello. It's you. You're here
Oh.
again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through.
Oh, it's not
so
working?
much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever
Oh.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
Oh.
there is only regret.
Whoops.
There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
Like a black
In that
hole?
instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will.
Oh, hey,
that
I
you
can
and
get
I
up
have
on this.
squabbled over for so long. There could be no
And that's
one
it.
ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being.
So you're traveling across
The
timelines?
spaciousness,
Da-da-da-da.
the
Anyway, I'm
equanimity
sorry.
of the moment, both singular and infinite.
Clock is
For the
stopped.
longest time, this was my experience. And then
Yeah.
this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do.
Nope,
Perhaps
I'm
one
gonna
day,
skip.
This state
Anyway.
of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I
What?
can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
You good? Okay, well, I'm gonna skip ahead. See you in a decade or whatever. Oh, gotta give me the silent treatment, I see. He's probably dead. Huh? Hey, our smoke alarm's battery is low. You might want to fix that. Huh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be fun.
What?
It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands.
I'll pretend
but then,
like I haven't
he's talking
moved
too
yet.
much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart
2,000
the words
years
that they are
later.
speaking into the world. As though there were no
Fire
consequences
alarm's
for a
just
lack
dead.
of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives.
Ouch.
It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am
sound
the
mad.
calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state
That's what
that
you
they
call
sought
it?
some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their
I'm
teeth
just
and said,
gonna
entertain
leave
us.
you to
It wasn't enough.
ramble
they
on.
had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down.
Hello? Narrator? I'll give you one lap around the track. Then I'm gonna skip again. However many billion years we're at now. Huh? Your water. Hang on. Okay, well there's water somewhere. Let's just continue, I guess.
The end is never the end, 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 is never
I'll
the
just
end, is
leave you
never
to
the
that.
end.
Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. I think, you know, there might be a little bit of water. Just a tiny bit, though. How did the water get out? Let's get out of here. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. So, yeah, you know, there were a few nukes. You know how it is, right? Let's just kinda... Hmm? This looks familiar, yet different. Yup, okay. This is looking familiar now. Oh boy. Alright, I think I know what's going on here. Ah! Never mind. Woo! 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 I'm sorry. Oh boy. Narrator's just gone. One of these times we're gonna start like floating because we'll be in space. Who knows when that'll be though. Portal 3 leak? Portal 2 reference? Yeah. That's what it felt like. I don't think I like that. Get me out of here. Oh boy. Ooh, good. Oh boy, it's next door. I'm sorry. This used to be an ocean. My GPU is not liking this. Tornado siren once again. Exactly. Okay.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
What? It looks familiar. Maybe our new content. Alright, let's go.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh no. Well, here we go again. It'll be different this time, right? It better be.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Yeah.
So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
Amazing.
An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. They could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. New and tasty. Let me get a soda!
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, great. So basically, Stanley Parable sells its soul. That's cool. What? Oh, what's this say? Can't read it. This is my second cup. What's this? Well, there's sure some text on their shirts, but I can't read it because game. They're back. 2 doors. New mug. Wow. So someone had to like do the texture work and stuff for all this. So good on them. Thanks for attending my meeting. Just stock clip art guy. You know, they came up with all these designs and then they just kind of gave up. What? That logo looks familiar. Anyway, so they had all these great things, and then, and then the last slide has a clip art guy and Comic Sans. Okay.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of
the red
naturally
marker?
spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Innovation? You call Windows 10 or worse, Windows 11 innovating? Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. I don't know. Was Aladdin 2 good? I don't know. I thought like basically all the Disney sequels, direct-to-video sequels, were bad. Mind you, I haven't seen it, so, you know. What's back there? I hear something back there. Is that where you're keeping Fredington Fazberington? Is that where he is? Let's just kind of ignore that. New features. Whoa, they had an entire seating area set up for this because the new content bus, of course. Ew, a hipster design. I'm sorry.
Here we are.
Anyway.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay. Here, your name in the game. Oh, this I'd like to see.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Gonna pick, like, the most generic name.
Jim.
Yup.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of
Incredible.
course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget
good.
whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Wow,
Do
okay.
you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Whoever
If so,
played this
then
named...
please step forward and press the button.
Whoever played this named Jim is gonna freak out.
Yes, you see, what a thrill!
No,
what
it
a
was
rush,
bad.
what a
Apparently the third
thrill.
Aladdin
The
movie
button
was good.
described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Alright.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Yeah, emotionally drained. Yeah, that's what you call it. I know what happened. You're drained of something, alright, but it's not... Anyway. Reassurance
I could allow
bucket?
only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Ah, yes, the Stanley Parable 2 merch. Please no screenshots or you're gonna be disappointed. All right, here we
The
are.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
This is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No. Okay. What?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, so I just get to keep the bucket. That's cool.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I'm sure they
There
will
really
now.
should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I think Get Well Someday is perfect. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. No, we gotta go with this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright. Free, new, and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. It just works. The jump circle is back.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Wow, okay. You get an award for doing something. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours, right? You know what? Let's do the other thing first. We'll do this last. Can you find them? The collectibles? Oh, what?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Incredible! Oh, look at this! Ah, yes, the official Stanley figurine. Oh boy. If you think I'm actually collecting them all, you're insane.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Settings world champion, what? The baby is all grown up! Bankruptcy! Oh, wow. What the? Ew, this new office looks awful. Red is the new orange. Oh, it's that sound! It's in the game! It's annoying! Why is it doing that? Wait, maybe it's just me. No, it isn't just me! Stop! Stop that! I hate that! They put that! Ugh! It's that! It's this one! Oh my god, I hate that noise. Stop that noise! Okay, so... Nope, don't want to go to the exit yet. We need to go get our new achievement. Infinite hole, it won't end. Now this side I'd like to see. But let's get our free achievement first.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well,
Yeah.
I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee
Give me-
it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
Give me
we
my
will.
free
And I promise it will
achievement!
happen.
Ugh. Fine. The bottomless pit gravity falls. Oh, I remember that episode.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
No, we've been in here. He looks sad. Ah, of course. Science. They're literally just, he's literally just gonna throw me into a black hole. Incredible.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
maybe I don't want to go down there. To hell with it. Let's go, boys!
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh, okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again?
Yes.
I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again, so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom.
Yeah.
I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever?
I don't
The
know.
hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say
Why don't
anything.
we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I want a better apology. I'm waiting. Meeting at 2 p.m. Fine, let's go. Let's head out. I think we've seen virtually everything. Actually, we haven't seen Settings World or whatever it was called, but I don't know where to find it. Maybe it's in the, well, settings. Let's see, where's that map? Okay, so that's the infinite hole. Oh, maybe it's up there. Settings World, that's it. So I wonder what that door is. Guess we'll find out. Is it in settings? No, it isn't. That's literally just the settings. Cool.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Can I go to Settings World now? I want to see Settings World. Guess I'll die. Cool. Well, I guess we've seen all we can really see. That's interesting. It's nothing like Stanley, but... yeah. Yeah, anyway.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yeah.
to move on now?
You won't let me into Settings World, so I guess... You know, I kind of like and kind of hate this sort of style. I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of like it. But, like, just this sort of artistic style and whatever. It reminds me of, like mall I used to go to almost. And, you know, I liked it, but I also didn't like it. I like it in small bursts, I guess. I just don't like it. I wouldn't like to see it for a long time. No screenshots. Don't tell me what to do.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
I love how I still just have the bucket.
Are you ready? Here it is.
NFT,
I
shut up.
give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
What about
I wanted
3?
fans to love
Half-Life
it.
3.
No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They
I'll
would
talk
need
about
the
something in a
structure
second,
and the
actually.
gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Let's see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh my god. Incredible. So, real quick, I just wanted to say something. You know, I made a joke about Half-Life 3, but, you know, there have been, you know, murmurings about, you know, Portal 3. I don't think there should be a Portal 3, honestly. I think Portal 2, from what I can tell, ends off fine the way it is. Uh-oh. There's a bit of glitching on the, But anyway. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna begin the game one more time.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yup, the balloons are here.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
I don't know.
He sat at his desk in
From
room
what I've heard of the
427
Portal
and
2
buttons on
ending,
the keyboard. Orders came
it's
to him
fine
through
the
a
way it
monitor on his
is.
desk, telling
The
him
ending.
what buttons to push, how long
Getting
to
Backrooms
push them,
vibes from
and
this
what order.
exactly.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the meeting room because I want to see if that changes anything. And then I'm gonna end off this stream. Oh boy, the reassurance bucket! Hi. I'll be taking
Stanley
that.
picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Though maybe Val can't count to 3. Maybe.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Alright. What? Oh, okay. Alright. That was actually quite fun. Might continue it again at some point. But for now, I think it is time to end off this stream. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you all for watching. Bye. Bye.